The human mind is a deep and fluid place, a kaleidoscope of images. Each image a thought, an idea, a vision. A gift from the unknown. Connecting memory with desire to create something new. Our problem is we lose fluency, think in grooves, fail to connect. We grow uncreative. Occasionally, a connection happens deep in the mind. Out of the dark, unasked, an idea shines. Children and creative people are alike in being childlike, supple-mindedly making connections, adding image to make something new.
Mrs. Postgate, can I have them over there, please, next year? Those tools, Rosalind. Those tools.
Problem, solution, as a flowing whole.
I think you're doing very well.
Postgate. We've got another problem.
Take the curious case of kelp and chronic ulcers, a story which began with war. Courtauld spun kelp into camouflage netting. In wartime, people make the strangest connections. A doctor with the British Army remembered an old Royal Navy remedy for battle wounds, kelp. Post-war, an old argument was settled. Dry dressing isn't so good as wet for chronic ulcers. Wet dressings don't tear away new skin. Body salts, it then turned out, change kelp to a gel, like a wet dressing. Stray facts, old ideas, Courtaulds brought them together. Kelp can be spun into thread. Thread can be woven into a dressing, which an ulcer will change to a gel. Sorbsan was created. Creativity, then, is bringing ideas together. But where do they come from? Psychologists tell us we have two brains, a left, a right. Ideas flash into the right brain, erupt as complete entities. Weird, odd. Often in disguise. Coded. Outrageous. They scandalize and scare the left brain. It is careful, nitpicking, conventional. Plodding from fact to known fact, logical, rational, looking for a single answer to every problem. Dry thoughts in a dry brain, breaking the world down into isolated bits. blocking the right, stopping it flowering. Clinging fearfully to logic, and who can say it's wrong? The right brain lives in a blaze of splendor, a rage of fire. But you can't make a living wrapped in flame. The left brain tones it down, filters out the glare. Though the light is always there, ready to shine when we open our minds. Watch any child. Watch the wonderment with which they view the world. Logic and reason haven't yet closed in on them. Their world is still right-brained, rich with meaning and magic. But in pounds and pence, dollars and cents, it doesn't pay. The left brain's here to make a living. Catching food has always been more urgent than angling for ideas. What we lose is creativity. Break the grip of the left brain. Design students, Middlesex Polytechnic, London. Think the nearly impossible, they're told. Carry water in a bag of paper and wire. With nothing to copy, each is startlingly original. School, loss of childhood, make us all left-brained. Thinking the impossible frees us. Empty your mind. Never say no. Never reject an idea, however bizarre. Creativity can be called up, bought and sold like any other commodity, poured out at will. We even have creativity consultants.
So far we've been looking at the problem in the context of the existing technical centre and its constraints.
Oldest is synectics, from the Greek, bringing things together, making connections.
You could have a different building.
Synectics shaped the philosophy of the entire creativity industry. People come here from all over the world. Vincent Nolan is head of the company in Britain.
A facility which is collapsible and rearrangeable very readily.
Ideas flare in the right brain, even as the problem's being defined.
To use a restricted area, which is...
Normally, we ignore them. Don't.
The others?
Split yourself between meeting and mind.
That would be number 8 and 9.
Yeah.
Those skittering images are coded solutions. The left brain has to decode them.
So would you do that for 5 minutes? And then when you come back together, we'll ask each one to describe what it was that caught his...
A catering company are looking for ways to attract people to their food-tasting kitchen. Anything can spark an idea. Dog, bus, bush. The bus has it. Don't bring the public to the food, take the food to them in a mobile kitchen.
A nice walk?
Synectics discovered the rules of creativity. Make it possible to think the impossible. Don't crush people. Be kind. No ideas too daft.
One of the ideas that you got from it was the transportable food tasting facility, like a bus. And
Often, the answer is in an analogy.
If we can get that water-insoluble surfactant into something, although it's liquid, we should be able to get it into a powder. Now, what can we do to get it in so that it's locked away?
Unilever told its scientists to revolutionize soap powder.
Small pores. Otherwise it'll come out in the powder.
But because it's insoluble, how do we get it out again once we get it into the washing liquid?
They reasoned, logically, that 2 detergents are better than 1. 1 wet, 1 dry. How do you pack a fluid in a powder without making it soggy? Begin by imagining you're a fluid in an old-style powder.
How do we get liquids into powders stably?
Well, we need a honeycomb.
You can't get out. The structure's wrong.
Use a silica.
But if we use a silica, because this particular one's insoluble, we're not going to get it out again, are we, during the wash?
So what we need to do is manufacture a honeycomb from some...
An analogy gave them a clue. A molecule like a honeycomb, chambered to hold fluid.
Now, that would dissolve fast, you know they do, and it's used in the products normally.
So if we get the particle size, the pore size right,
now they knew what to look for. A molecule, itself a soluble cleanser, riddled with holes to hold a fluid detergent. New Systems Persil Automatic. Even Einstein's theory of relativity began with a childish question. What's it like to ride a sunbeam? Molten steel was a problem, costing millions of dollars a year. It cracked the brick lining of furnaces. That meant closing them down for weeks just to replace a few bricks. A creativity consultant was called in, and an odd thing happened. The bulging steel reminded one of them of a thrush's breast. A thrush uses her body as a tool. Her nest is so jagged, she smooths it by kneading in mud with her breast. If molten steel is like a bird, could it act like one? Float chemicals into cracks in the brickwork to seal them. It can. Chemicals floated on steel actually repair bricks inside the furnace. Saves millions.
Right, okay. Marketeers.
John Carson runs Sword Innovation, the company which came up with the idea.
Yeah. Bury you alive.
Already he's coaxed 1 million ideas from people.
Parked. I'll leave you that one. I'll see if the profiteers can do anything with this one, all right?
He runs 6-day innovation courses, guaranteeing 12 viable ideas by 3 o'clock on the last day.
I think £10,000 is very cheap for a laser.
It would actually do.
He mixes creativity with logic. Logic in the shape of a 3D model of the company.
2 days of searching, 1,700 ideas. What's the betting there's another 20 in there? Statistically, there must be. So, half an hour's work, see if we can find these last few ideas.
Blocks stand for what a company does, its products, its markets. Gaps are what the company could do, but doesn't.
Just to recap, model completed, 65,000 cells, a lot of fresh air, a lot of opportunities.
He coaxes out ideas in many ways.
Yes.
Speciality. That's what it is. Yes, it's what you've changed from there to there. What have you added to it?
Right.
Brainwriting. Quickly write ideas down, however daft.
put down a quieter, safer of many applications, safer tool of many applications.
Right, well done.
Hand them on to spark ideas in other brains.
Yeah, I think that's a very good idea. Ram's hatch job. Yeah. Right, additional features.
Actually, there's a whole range of things you could use it for, actually.
Chuck in random words to bamboozle the thinking mind. Anything to get ideas into the open before the left brain condemns them. Don't think. The left brain thinks. Call out the first thing that comes to mind. The answer's lurking in there somewhere.
Right, team, are you ready? I want you each to pick your favourite, read out your favourite, tell me the one-liner, a little bit about what's in the box in the middle to show us how it's changed creatively. Right, team A.
Pigmenting oil so that as it degrades, it changes colour, indicating the need for an oil change. The final concept was a trendy condition monitoring system appealing to the young motorist.
Very good. Right. New?
Yes, it's new.
Relevant to need?
Most certainly. It's trendy.
Trendy. See a margin in it?
Lots of money.
Lots of money. That'll do nicely. Team C.
Faults in power lines cost money. Lightning strike or power surge. A blip for a microsecond, a day-long blackout. Engineers need to know what's going on. At one of John's meetings, the British company GEC used analogies to find a system to tell them. Something that hangs from lines, like a trapeze artist in a school playground. Like a hibernating animal, waiting to come to life when things change. The outcome is a passive monitoring system, sitting in a blockhouse or the corner of a switchyard, waiting. A fault snaps it awake. Immediately, MIDAR notes every detail, printing them for local engineers, telling linesmen where to go, what the fault is, storing data to make sure it never happens again. MIDAR already sits in Mexico, Canada, the United States, waiting. Big countries with long power lines. An open mind enlivens life. A little light leading back to splendor.
This is a group thinking task to generate as many ideas as possible. We're going to find the materials and the shapes for the windmill sails. Has anybody got any ideas for materials? Johnny?
Cardboard with cling film over. Aluminium covered with silver foil.
Brainstorming is only one of 50 creativity techniques.
Libby?
Don't be shy, don't think, be quick.
Thin metal as in metal sheets. Paul?
Aluminium.
Hexagonal shapes set at different angles.
Balsa wood.
Balsa wood.
Plastic bags. Aluminium.
Libby?
Rectangles, twisted into different angles.
Quite easy.
Exciting session ahead of us today. We've got a client that...
George Davies of Planned Innovation has a quieter way. Here he's gathering ideas for a packaging and healthcare company, art and pillboxes.
Which is a massive shop floor, and I think it's on 2 or 3 floors with everything.
Behind a one-way mirror, an artist is part of the team.
What Heinz Wolf always wanted, which is granny care shops, not mother care shops. So people would use what he calls...
Closed-circuit TV helps him catch stray ideas. They spark images in his mind. Quickly he sketches them, adding a new layer of insight, an action replay to judge an idea by.
So, let me start the process.
George's brainstormers are experts in their own right. Here, a doctor, nurse, packaging expert, a lady who runs a home for old people.
I thought, when I saw this, that there's an awful lot of sections, and basically we only use the breakfast, lunch, tea, and bedtime ones. But I've got a lady just come in now with Parkinson's that has to have her medication